Hey Dad,
Hey, Kat.
how are you doing?
Good.
Good. On our Thursday, Throwback Thursday post, we posted a picture of the mall store in Guilford, and you made a comment on it that was the mall store where Tim told Mom about the free organ lessons in Langley.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know in this past week our dear friend Herb has passed away at 98, and Mom tells me that he was also involved in the free lessons in Langley. Why don't you tell us about all that?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about the free lessons. The free lessons were actually something that almost every organ store did in the day, right, in order to encourage people to use the instrument as a hobby, right, how to use the controls and so on. And originally, we took a program that was developed in the U.S. by a gal by the name of Evelyn Terrell, and she used to actually do high school gymnasiums, and she would actually get 250 to 300 people in, right, to listen to her demonstration, right, of the organ. So we took the same idea, and when the malls were closed up, we would take and we would set up out in front of the mall. So Seven Oaks was Tuesday nights, Guilford was Monday nights, Wednesday nights was another Richmond Square. Langley was Wednesday nights as well. And so the manager of the store would take and teach people how to use the instrument, start out very simply, right, and then just keep adding little bits to it. I think I might have got a bit off track there. What was your question?
Herb?
Oh, Herb, right. So Herb, that's kind of a fun story. Herb came into the shop, of course, we're going back in time, so we weren't open Boxing days. We used to actually close, the shopping malls would actually be closed Christmas Day and Boxing Day. They didn't open either day. And so the morning after Boxing Day, the 27th, and it must have been back in about 1975, maybe 74, 75, Herb walked to the front of the door as I was opening up Guilford Town Center, a different location than what was posted, but I was opening up the location, and he said to me as I was walking with my back to the front, to the back thing, he says, "You didn't deliver me the organ." Right, and in those days we were selling, and we had full-time trucks running, right, you know, so we were delivering instruments all over, right, and I thought, oh my goodness, right, we missed the delivery. So I go back to the purchase orders.
Christmas delivery at that.
A Christmas delivery, exactly. It was somebody's Christmas. I go back to the pile of orders, right, and I mean a pile of orders, because it was a very popular hobby. And I'm leafing through this, and I asked Herbert, I said, what's your name, sir? And he says, my name's Herbert Pynchon. And I'm looking through, and I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Pynchon, right, which salesperson helped you with the purchase of the instrument? He said, well, I didn't buy one. He says, you just didn't deliver one. He said, you delivered one to my neighbor across the street, but you didn't give me one.
Good old Herb.
So that's how my relationship with Herb started.
And then also, while we're on the topic of organ lessons, you met Mom, right, at the free organ lessons?
Yeah, she. That's where that comment was on that flat Throwback Thursday, right, thing that we post on, what is that, on Facebook? Yeah.
And Twitter.
And Twitter, okay. Well, follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Right. Anyway, we did our throwback there, and Mom had been given an organ by her mother when she moved out from Saskatchewan to Langley. And she was in looking for a beginner's book, right, and was talking with Tim, right, who suggested that, well, you know, right, if you live in Langley, we do offer these free organ lessons in our Langley store on Fraser Highway on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, I think is when they started, and ran for the hour. So Mom came and started taking lessons, right, with that, and that end of it. And then Mom actually thought that she was going to be tired of nursing, or not nursing, but of being in health records administrating, tired of hospitals. So she thought that she would like to become a salesperson. You probably don't even know this story, right? So anyway, right, we actually even took a sales course together, right?
Really?
Yeah, at a night school course.
I can't imagine.
Which would give us another time to have a coffee, right, or whatever.
No wonder she stayed in health records.
Anyway, so she thought that she would do her trial of selling the instruments, and the place that we would set up very often was the Pacific National Exhibition, the Peony, and we always had a booth there. It was a common thing in those old buildings at the time, and people would go by. And so she came out to the Peony a few times, and decided, right, that she was more interested in the organ salesman than she was in the organ selling, right? So, and then it came from there.
Well, why don't you play us a song and we'll say goodnight for now.